my name is Basil. I'm a puppeteer and puppet builder, and I make puppets and perform puppets because puppetry is a huge part of my life. It was a massive part of my childhood growing up, and about 2 years ago I decided that I really wanted to, I was going to do this and do this professionally, do it properly. So this is me, and this is where I'm currently at right now, and I'm very excited to be here and a part of the puppetry scene.
Hi, I'm Rosie. I am one of the directors of the OverTheres. I have a degree in set design. I'm very interested in theatre and puppetry. I do a lot of puppeteering, a lot of crafty stuff, and I work with children. So this is a fun project for me to be a part of. So my favourite show when I was a baby was Bear in the Big Blue House. There's a video of me on my first Christmas opening my little bear who sang the Bear Cha Cha Cha, and it's just me hitting that button on repeat. Like, I was obsessed with that show.
So my name is Luke Blight. I'm one of the co-directors of the OverTheres. I'm a filmmaker and director. I've been making films since I was a wee boy, making stop motion films out of Lego. Then I graduated to the iMovie trailers on a phone, and just kind of ran away with just trying to tell stories. I wanted to also be in them when I was younger, so I was in front of the camera a lot. And yeah, I just kept making kind of superhero action bits and bobs over the years. And then I decided to eventually pursue my love for filmmaking and go to university, where I met a lovely group of people up in Bristol, and yeah, just kind of really found that this was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
So the OverTheres originally started as a kids book when I was doing my illustration degree back at uni, so 100 years ago. And I knew that I liked the concept, but I couldn't quite settle on it being a book. I don't know why, so I just put the idea away for decades really. And then started to teach myself puppetry, started to teach myself how to build them, how to perform them. And the idea kind of just somehow just came back into my head again, just remember that it existed, and I knew that puppetry would be the way to bring these characters to life, that they would work so well in this kind of 3D form. And over the course of the last few years, it's gone from being a kids book to a YouTube series to a kids TV show to now becoming a non-profit, which is hopefully doing some good and really making literacy accessible and exciting for kids. So it's really taken on a whole new life that I would never have imagined when I first started drawing them all those years ago. But I'm thrilled that it's taken the journey that it has. 2 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do a scissor reel. I wanted to film something with these characters. I'd just started making puppets, so Flint and Cookie were probably like the second and third puppet I'd ever made. So I'd kind of learned to build those guys. And I was just desperate to make something, and I knew that Luke was a filmmaker, so we had a quick chat about it, and luckily we were on the same page. He was totally on board with the madness that is making a puppet project. And eventually we managed to get ourselves in a room together and make a prototype, which became the scissor reel, which was a few minutes kind of just showing these characters, introducing Flint and Cookie and their world. At the time they were set in a bookshop, and it was just going to be a quick test to see if we could maybe make this into a kids TV show or a YouTube series or something like that. It was going to be very online.
So when we got round to filming the sizzle reel, we'd done a few prototypes by then. It was the first project that I'd actually directed that I hadn't written and everything. So that was very interesting. Very good learning experience as well, and a lovely working experience. But I knew that I wanted to use raised sets for Baz and Rosie to be able to kind of have that as experience and for the project itself. And it was a hell of a challenge, so I kind of jumped into that. So me and my brother decided to make these raised sets and set flats. And with a brilliant team, we managed to make it look like it was an actual bookshop. And it wasn't just these boring old wooden race sets.
When we filmed like the sizzle reel, and I found out like, oh, we need props and we're gonna make this set and stuff, and we've got this whole crew, I was like, what? This is weird. I'm not used to that, because we'd only done projects where it was just like us and a camera, and that was it, like on location, because it was just kind of using what set we had. So when I found out there was a lot going on, and like it was like, oh, can you help make this? I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. And I saw the puppets and I was like, oh, this is proper stuff. And when I got there, it was so fun, and everyone was very organized, and I was like, are we sure, like we're all students here? Like, I don't know, it just felt really, I don't know, it just flowed really well, and I was like, oh, this feels like a proper tangible thing that we're making.
I just remember laughing so much in between takes. We were just having a genuinely really good time. The general vibe was not one of stress or panic, which I worried that it would be. It was just really fun.
Action.
Yeah, it was just really fun. It was like fun to experience what it's like to be on like a raised set and everything, sitting on a beanbag and being like, can I see what I'm doing? And using like a little screen, like a monitor, so I could see what I was doing. And it was just really fun. Like, we just had a laugh, and my favourite part, this shouldn't be my favourite part, but was having the walkie-talkies, because it was just silly.
But when I see you out and about, it's such a crime.
Kind of getting to be for the first time out of my studio, out of my, my dining table at the time, and kind of in a room full of creatives who were all fully understanding what I wanted to do and working to make this thing happen. And it was such a good team effort, and such a good project to really cement that there was something there. Obviously, it's changed a lot. Flynn and Cookie have had a glow up. A lot's changed since This Is a Reel. But there was enough of a concept that I knew was good, and I think the three of us really just something clicked that day. I think that we were like, this is really important and we need to do something with this. And it would be a few years until it became what it is today, which is why everyone's here in this room today. But there was something about those 3 days where we really cemented that this was important and these characters needed to be seen.
Looking back on it, very ambitious by creating a race set and set flats and everything. But there were loads of us to sort it out and figure it out. But it was so fun those 3 days. I found myself in my 9 to 5 then after. I was on the door looking out, and I was like, I should be doing what we were just doing for the past 3 days. And it was then I was like, okay, this is definitely what I need to be doing for the rest of my life now. And here we are, progressing that and taking it forward into the world. And it's evolved, and it's better for it, and it's wholesome.
I don't know, it was just really nice. It was just nice to have a big team, and we were just sat and had lunch together, and it was just like, oh, this is so cool. And it was only like 3 or 4 days, and when it was over I was actually quite sad. I was like, oh, it's done now. So
yeah, so it's been a long time since we did This Is a Reel, way back in May 2023, but a lot has changed for the better. I think the concept has really solidified over the last couple of years. We kind of picked it back up again it would have been around November, December 24, so about a year ago today, when me and Luke met up in a coffee shop, and we're like, we just want to do something, we just want to make something for us, which is really fun. And the OverTheres obviously came up because we had such a solid foundation to start from. We had a really good sizzle reel, and I think I was desperate to do something with these characters, and the more we chatted, we kind of just spurred each other on, and we were both so excited to do something that we ended up booking in that we were going to do something in January. We were going to just make these characters exist. We were going to do some social media stuff and play around a bit and just kind of see what happened. So I spent the Christmas period rebuilding Flint, completely redesigning him and Cookie, and kind of redeveloping the way that they would look and the way that they would be built. So they went from being hand and rod puppets like this guy to live hand puppets, which meant they could pick things up, particularly pick up books, which was really important at that point. So yeah, I rebuilt them, was so happy with how they looked, and kind of using those 2 years of experience of building puppets, performing them, to make them not only look better but much easier to perform, much more fluid, much less wrist strain. So yeah, I was so happy. We met up in January, we did some really lovely filming. I just kind of played around really on camera, kind of just figuring out Flint's voice, his kind of what made him him. I was really happy with how those look. They are just really fun little social media concepts. Flint's voice isn't quite there yet, but it's quite interesting to see how that's changed and developed. And then we kind of were like, right, we need to do something else with this. We weren't sure what yet. We were still kind of up in the air about where these characters were going to go and what we were going to do with them. And then I was a part of the Creative Cluster, which was a programme put on by Tramshed here in the Vale. It was basically a monthly meetup of creatives who were based in the Vale of Glamorgan, and it was just really lovely being in that room of people from different backgrounds, different creative industries, all kind of feeding off each other and helping each other out and offering advice, and professionals would come in and kind of give talks. And I think over the course of talking to everybody in the cluster and having those people coming in, I very much started to solidify the concept of the OverTheres, and it became much more of a, for want of a better word, of a business concept. It became a proper solid thing that I could see us doing for a job, which was really exciting. And I think the more I talked about it, the more it changed. It was going to be this online thing, and it was going to be an app, and it may still be all of those things, but I think from speaking to people and the reason I was doing it, it became quite clear that a non-profit would be the way to go. And so we had this concept that it was going to be a non-profit, and luckily Luke and Rosie were really on board with the changes and really enthusiastic about them. And then Jordan got invited to speak at the Creative Cluster, and Jordan is culture and libraries and all the things that we need to make the OverTheres work in the Vale. So I was so excited to chat to him, and luckily he was as excited about the project as we were.
It's almost 3 o'clock on the 7th July. So
Tonight.
yeah, and what have we been doing today?
Well, we went into the Penarth Pavilion, which is a beautiful building all the way up there. Met up with Jordan from the council, Vale of Glamorgan Council, who is an angel, who is helping us make the OverTheres a thing. And we are hopefully booked for many workshops in summer holidays, going into some schools this year, and ending the year with a nice launch event in that building, which is very exciting, because in January we were like, oh, we want to go in there so bad, and now we are, and it's amazing.
And yeah, over the course of a few meetings and really kind of hammering out the concept and cementing what it was we wanted to do, the OverTheres Stories CIC was born in July this year.
And so now it feels a lot more kind of community based, which I really like. It's so much nicer to kind of be face to face with the children and see their kind of live reactions to the characters. And I think there's a lot more intent. I definitely understand Cookie better as a character. So I feel like I can kind of represent her better now as well. And I just kind of going back to my university project, it's kind of seeing how puppets can be used for good. So I feel like there's a lot more purpose to the OverTheres now.
Yeah, so the OverTheres kind of 3.0 was officially born and officially existed. And our kind of first proper project with them was we had the absolute privilege of going into Barry Library to film a short film, which would become part of our school's workshop. So this would be it's a lovely little sort of short story which introduces Flint and Cookie and the concept of the librarian, who was brilliantly played by Rob in our short. And it looked beautiful. It was a beautiful piece of film. It looks great. These characters just sing in the world of the library. They really pop and they look so good on camera. So I'm really, really proud of how that story looks. And we, just before the summer holidays, managed to get into a primary school to show it to an audience. And just introducing the concept and kind of the world of the OverTheres to the kids and giving them a rudimentary look at what characters and storytelling was. And then they would then go away afterwards and sort of do their own hands-on activities, which would be a part of this project, which would kind of show them what characters are and how stories are written. And I thought that it would work really well to kind of show them one visually, and it would also introduce the characters really well.
We all want to read all of your stories, but if you want to take them home to your grown-ups or finish writing them, that is fine. But if you would like us and our boss, the librarian, to read them, then if you can.
And I think that was a little bit of confidence that we needed, because it's all well and good doing the research, sitting at your computer, planning this stuff out, talking about it with your friends and your kind of colleagues. But until you put it in front of your audience, you have no idea if it's going to work at all, and whether you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and make any big changes. And luckily, it went really well. They loved the characters, they liked the activity, they loved the film. So that was a massive weight off. panic attack over. Everything went fine. It was really great. We made some minor tweaks to the concept, which were much smaller than I thought they would be, and I was so happy with how it went. So I think it kind of gave us the confidence to then go back and know that we were onto something, and that we could pursue this route absolutely. And so then we ended up this summer holidays, where we officially set up as OverTheres Stories CIC in June, July time, and in August we were in 9 libraries in the Vale, delivering these hands-on workshops, getting kids to do really creative things, which were all loosely themed to the world of books and to the summer reading challenge, which was really exciting.
Yeah, they were great. It was nice to kind of hear the librarians greeting the children by name. It was nice to know that these were like very strong like community libraries, and knowing that these children were there a lot, because you know that you're kind of interacting with children who are already really interested in being at the library. And obviously some children haven't been there before, and it's just kind of talking to them and encouraging them to like pick up a book. And so in one of the workshops we did bookmarks, and it was like, oh, why don't we go find a book that we can use our bookmark in? And I remember Baz talking to one child, and he'd never seen a bookmark before, and when he showed the little boy the bookmark, he was like, wow. Like it was the best thing ever. So it's just knowing that you're kind of making, even if it's just like a tiny little impact, it's like nice to introduce these things to children and kind of encourage them to use these local spaces and kind of understand what there is available there.
And seeing kids kind of engaging with the characters and fully believing in them and wanting to share books and stories with them and make believe and kind of playing with them as though they were their friends was just really lovely. It was so heartwarming, and it just kind of proved that we were right, that this was a good thing, and kids did want this kind of face-to-face, hands-on kind of approach to creativity and to storytelling.
You had a nice headband on. One of these.
Rainbow headband.
I
like that over there. It says it don't.
Yes.
Have a nice day.
Oh, you have a lovely day as well.
Thank you.
Would you like one last hug? I can tell. Come round. Let's come round. Go round.
Would you like to both do it?
Alright, let's have a hug together. Ready? Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I got my furs in your face now. Look at that.
You have the loveliest time in the world.
Oh, you have the best day.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, friend. Have a good day. Yeah. Bye. Nice to meet you. Bye.
So we were so happy with that. It was brilliant. And I think those 9 workshops just really, I had so much fun, and I really found who Flint was as a character, getting to interact with him, kind of basically ad-libbing for an hour. It really does help you to establish these characters. And me and Rosie worked, sort of in tandem together, sort of going around the room and seeing what the kids were doing and watching them warm up, and watching neurodivergent kids getting as much out of it as everybody else was also a huge part of what we wanted. So I couldn't be happy with where it is. And looking to the future, we're teaming up with Carnarvon in Caerphilly, which is also a non-profit, also a CIC, trying to get arts in front of people who need it and desperately want it. So we're thrilled to be doing workshops with them. And even further afield to next year, we are so excited to be getting a theatre show made. We're going to be hopefully making a theatre show which we can tour to people who need us, with follow-on workshops which are going to take what they've seen in the show and give them real hands-on creative skills that they can then take when they go home, and they can carry on making and playing together, which is something which I'm desperate that we do, which is that we've left the venue and we've finished our show, that isn't just it and it's finished, that the kids can then make their own puppets, make their own stories, and continue that creativity when we're long gone from the venue. And yeah, I think the show, more workshops, getting into schools, making more online content, just sharing these characters with people, because I genuinely believe that kids will really benefit from the programme that we're creating, and I can't wait to get in front of more communities and in front of more people and really share the OverTheres story with them.